evening, viewers. This is Nutritional, and I was called by a farmer complaining that his calf was calved in this state. The calf was calved when it was recumbent. It was unable to stand at that particular time. And these cases are related to nutritional diseases. And a case where a calf might fail to stand on its own, it is related to low levels of calcium. And we very well know that this calcium is so vital via muscle contraction. And failure for the animal to have adequate levels of calcium, it can cause recumbency. So, my farmers viewing, next time you see a calf being born in this state, the ways we can support it is to get it, direct it to the mother so that it gets the first milk that contains we can direct it to the calf or to the mother so that it attains the nutritional values from the colostrum. Because this colostrum has got calcium, and this calcium is so vital in muscle contraction, that will aid the animal to obtain the calcium that will help it to gain slowly. And the other thing that we can give, that can help us help this animal, is to check in which state, like the skin. If you can see the skin, you see the animal shows that it is not well dehydrated. The animal is dehydrated. And what might cause this dehydration? When you examine, you see that there are some signs of this animal diuretic. And this means there is loss of what? Of water from the animal's body. This can cause the what? The dehydration. And other cases that may cause recumbency, we can relate it to low levels of vitamin D. So this animal, how can we help it? Apart from letting it suckle the colostrum from the mother, we can give it supportive medication. One, we can give it orals, the oral solution. Then the other thing, since it is recumbent, we expect for it to acquire the secondary bacterial infections. So here we give it an antibiotic to prevent the secondary bacterial infections like oxytetracycline. Then the other thing we can help this animal is, farmers outside there always try to keep hygiene a key. You cannot leave the animal which is of this age to be on this kind of the surface, which will lead to acquiring secondary bacterial infections. Thank you so much. Good evening, viewers. My name is Nutritional, here to assess this dairy animal. As we can all see, it has a serious condition which I can relate to nutrition. In nutrition with dairy animals, there are several conditions where we have ketosis, we have hypocalcemia, we have vitamin D deficiency, and others, even dehydration, can iron deficiencies, and also dehydration. So when I assess this animal, we can clearly see that this animal is emaciated. And what brings about emaciation? This condition can be brought by when the animal has really used up the adipose tissues. These are the reservoirs. So we can clearly see that these pins, hooks, and the short ribs, they are clearly seen, showing us that it really needs a well-balanced nutrition diet. So this condition, I can relate it to ketosis, whereby the animal has low levels of carbohydrates, and we all know that when the carbohydrates are more, they also can have reservoirs, whereby when it is in excess, others can be preserved and can be used later on. So this shows us that the adipose tissues, even the subcutaneous adipose, has been used up. So the advice I can give is to provide this animal with a well-balanced diet. We have to include proteins. We very well know that they are necessary for bodybuilding. Then carbohydrates that provide energy, and in excess they can be stored as adipose tissues for them to be used up later. Then the hydration status, we see that this animal is really dehydrated. Here we have to provide adequate water. Water should be there with no restriction, and all the time the animal has to assess the water. So that's how this animal, and there are other cases that we can also have, but nutritionally I can advise my viewers to always take cautious in feeding a dairy animal. Thank you so much. I remain Nutritional Obera.